to shut down those that cannot remain afloat and have got no capacity to remain afloat. Honorable Speaker, many days, every day you see a university has been opened here. Then when you go to the constituencies, they force you, can you go ask for a university? But where I sit, I know it's no longer sustainable to open new universities. We need to be very clear as a country. Do we need to continue? And in any case, Honorable Speaker, even if you look at the returns from KUSIPs, you find most students who even qualify to go to university are opting for TVET instead of universities. So it's time now to start to rethink how do we manage our universities. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Melly, you will do as you have promised. Kainan.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Energy regarding the extension of the national power grid from Garissa to Wajir and Mandera counties in the northern Kenya region. So it's just the same thing about the university right now. Honorable Speaker, access to electricity is a fundamental driver of socio-economic transformation and a key enabler of development. The residents of this region, Mr. Speaker, have experienced unreliable electricity in the past, and this is clearly documented, which has disrupted critical services, stifled business operations, and limits access to education and healthcare, ultimately hindering economic growth. Mr. Speaker, the extension of the national grid to northern Kenya region is therefore essential to unlocking the region's economic growth and bridging the development gap, particularly, Mr. Speaker, for Wajir and Mandera. Honorable Speaker, it's against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Energy on the following: a report on the current status of funding, planning, and implementation of the extension of the national grid from Garissa to Wajir and Mandera counties in the northern Kenya region, including the timelines for completion. Mr. Speaker, this project has been in the pipeline since independence, Mr. Speaker, and it has never taken off. We just need to know the truth. Two, Mr. Speaker, the immediate and long-term measures the government is putting in place to ensure the residents in northern Kenya region get access to reliable and affordable power, Mr. Speaker. And finally, Mr. Speaker, the plans that the government is putting in place to address the gap in the provision of power in the region, including alternatives for provision of off-grid solar access. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Energy, Gikaria, when can you bring a response?
Honorable Speaker, if given an opportunity, we can bring after recess once you are back. Honorable Speaker, remember 2 weeks ago, the same thing was raised again here, and I think it is a very critical matter.
So you combine and bring second week.
Thank you, Honorable
after
Speaker.
Recess. Mashua Waithaka. Member for Kiambu County, Kiambu constituency.
Kiambu, yes. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. A request for statement regarding attempted land grabbing in Tinganga Ward in Kiambu constituency. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Lands regarding the attempted land grabbing targeting the family of the late Mr. Wilson Bodu in Tinganga Ward, Kiambu County. Honorable Speaker, the Bodu family has owned and resided on their 236-acre parcel of land in Tinganga Ward in Kiambu, with their ownership properly documented. The family acquired the land from the white settlers 51 years ago, and legitimate ownership is further evidenced by compensation by the government for land allocated for the development of the Kiambu-Rioki-Gewa Road. An additional compensation received for allocation of land for the Athi Water 3 pipeline easement. However, over the 2 past months, the family has faced systematic harassment through repeated summons from various state agencies, including the Directorate of Criminal Investigations and the National Land Commission, demanding explanations regarding their land acquisition. Honorable Speaker, the harassment has escalated to include unauthorized visits to the property of the family and acts of vandalism within their farm, which has disrupted their farming activities. Despite full cooperation from all official summons and investigations, which have yet yielded evidence of any impropriety. They continue to face intimidation and live in constant fear for their safety and security of tenure. Honorable Speaker, it's against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Land regarding addressing the following. 1, reasons for the repeated summons issued to the Mbofu family by various state agencies, including specific details for any informal investigations being conducted. 2, the actions being taken to investigate and address the repeated incidents of vandalism and unauthorized access to the family's property. 3, the specific steps being taken by the ministry to protect the legitimate landowners of the Mbofu family, given their documented history of ownership and previous official transactions with government agencies. And 4, the measures being implemented to protect legitimate landowners from harassment and intimidation by state officers and those interested parties in Kiambu and in the country. Honorable Speaker, I further wish to state that I read this statement on 2nd December, and on 5th December, the Land Committee invited the PS, Department for Lands, Honorable Nixon Correo, to provide information regarding the matter. And the record was set straight that indeed both the family do indeed own this land. Honorable Speaker, on the 22nd April of this year, around 11:30 a.m., the family alleges that officers from the DCI headquarters went to the family farm and asked them to vacate the land. It's with this, Speaker, that I seek your direction on this matter. Thank you.
Chair Lands. Any member of Lands Committee? Rachel Nyamai, can your committee bring a response after the recess?
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Second week.
I commit to inform the chair so that the response can be brought the second week after opening. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Cynthia Muge, she had approached the chair and indicated she was going out to a meeting, so her question can be deferred to tomorrow. Her request rather for statement deferred to tomorrow. Response, no, before that, Julius Olesunguli.
Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the unfortunate incidents at Angata Barikoi in Kilgoris constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, yesterday, Monday the 28th of April 2025, was a very sad day for Kilgoris. 6 persons, namely Mr. Paul Parsuben of Kapsinendet Village, and Mwalimu Joseph Rono of Chelchel Village, Mr. Isaiah Kipkoech of Kabusa Village, Mr. Gideon Koech of Kapsinendet, and Mr. Nelson Rono of Rotka Village, all of Kilgoris constituency, lost their lives after being shot by the police officers from Angata Barikoi and Lolgorian. In addition, the Registrar of Lands Kilgoris, Mr. Jepkwesi, and several other officers were also injured and admitted to various hospitals within the area. The incident occurred during a protest that erupted over a disputed parcel of land where the current residents are believed to be the rightful owners, having lived there as their ancestral land. The security situation in the region remains tense following this incident. Mr. Speaker, it's against this background that I request a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following matters. 1, the chairman should inform us who authorized the police officers to use live ammunition against residents who are not armed. 2, why did the registrar and surveyors go to survey land belonging to people of Angata without their consent and fully knowing that the land has a title deed. Each of those pieces of lands are owned by definitely known people. And what was the reason why they had to go and resurvey people's land? Who wants to take that land? Mr. Speaker, thirdly, why is the ministry, and I'm talking about the Ministry of Internal Security, retaining officers in Lolgorian and in Transmara South who have overstayed and they have outlived their usefulness? And now they are being used, I don't know, for some special interest. Can the chairman tell us whose interests are these officers serving, and can he consider removing them immediately? And Mr. Speaker, the government should consider ensuring that the families that have lost their people have been compensated. Mr. Speaker, I beg to request.
Kitayama.
Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa ruhusa yako naomba kumuunga mkono Mheshimiwa jirani, Mheshimiwa Sunkuli. Mheshimiwa Spika, Wazaramo wana msemo unaosema kwamba mla huliwa. Kuna matatizo mengi sana Mheshimiwa Spika ambaye yameibuka eneo hili. Na matatizo haya Mheshimiwa Spika, sisi tunashangaa kwamba mara kwa mara kilio kikubwa zaidi kinatokana wakati ambapo vyombo vya dola kwa serikali tofauti tofauti vinaingilia swala hili. Mheshimiwa Spika, juzi tu hapa mwezi wa 11 Mheshimiwa Sunkuli aliomba statement ya aina hii kwa ajili ya mambo haya, na wakati huo ilikuwa ni Angata Baragoi Guitembe mpakani pale. Jamii ya jirani zetu wanazozana Wakuria na Kipsigis. Mheshimiwa Spika, wakati huo ikaonekana ni jambo ambalo linahitajika lichukuliwe kwa dharura. Wewe Mheshimiwa Spika, ni kushukuru sana kwa sababu ulitoa agizo kwamba kamati ya usalama, kamati ya administration ambayo inaongozwa na rafiki yangu, ndugu yangu, jirani yangu Mheshimiwa Tongoyo, aje pale katika eneo la tukio aweze kuangalia ni nini tunaweza tukakifanya ili kwamba usalama uweze kuendelea kuwepo pale. Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi ukao umenituma mimi kikazi kwenda Dubai. Nikakata safari yangu kwa siku 2 mfululizo ambazo nimerudisha hata hela ambayo ulikuwa umenipa mimi kwamba nikaweze kuwa pale. Kwa sababu jambo hili ni nyeti, nikarudi. Tukaenda katika eneo la tukio. Tukajaribu kuangalia, na kamati hiyo ni washukuru sana kwa sababu walisikiliza watu wetu na wakapata uhalisia wa mambo. Shida ambaye hata bunge hili linajua kwamba imenukuliwa kuwa imeanza tangia miaka ya kabla ya uhuru. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, ukweli ulioko ni kwamba tumekataa kama nchi kufuata haki, na tunafanya hivyo makusudi tu. Sasa Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi namuunga mkono jirani Mheshimiwa Sunkuli, na ninasikitika sana na kutoa rambirambi kwa wale familia ambao wameweza kupoteza maisha yao, jamii hizo ambazo zimepoteza mali na matatizo ambayo yanaendelea katika ukanda ule. Lakini Mheshimiwa Spika, naomba Mheshimiwa Spika, kama nilivyosema hapo juu nikianza kwamba mla uliwa. Mheshimiwa Spika, damu ya binadamu ni damu ya binadamu. Sio vizuri Mheshimiwa Spika itoe picha nzuri, taswira yake inakuwa ni mbovu. Kwamba miezi 2 iliyopita, wiki 2-3 iliyopita, Wakuria waliuawa katika eneo hilo. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, sikuona production ambayo ninaona sasa hivi. Sasa hivi maafa ambaye tunajutia yanaonekana kama ambaye ni maafa makubwa zaidi kuliko maafa yaliyofanyika kwa jamii ya Wakuria. Mheshimiwa Spika, ukanda huu unahitaji mjadala, na sio mjadala wa kupapasa papasa. Unahitaji mjadala wa halisia kwamba eneo hili kihistoria, kwa sababu kila mtu anayezungumza mambo ya eneo hili, shamba hili, anazungumza historia. Sisi Wakuria tuna historia yetu, Kipsigis wana historia yao, Wasiria ndugu zetu, jamii ya Maa wazuri sana, majirani zetu wazuri sana, wana historia yao. Na sisi wote tunakubaliana kwamba maeneo hayo, sisi jamii zile ziko pale za Maa, Masai, Siria, Moitanik, Wasingishu, na sisi Wakuria pamoja na Wakisii na wale wengine wote ambao ni kwa kununua pale, tuishi pale kwa sawia. Watu wote tuna haki, kwa sababu katiba hii inatupa haki, Mheshimiwa Spika. Sasa haipendezi kwamba hii kamati ya Mheshimiwa Spika, kamati ya administration hii, statement ya pili inakuja kutolewa na Mheshimiwa Sunkuli kwa swala hilo hilo. Kwani hawa watu ni wazembe, ama ni kutaka hawataki, ni kazi hawataki kufanya, ama wanafurahia Wakuria wakifa, Kipsigis wakifa, wanataka nani afe ndio waje kutatua tatizo hili? Mheshimiwa Spika, jambo hili linaudhi Mheshimiwa Spika.
Yes. Tongoyo, ni uzembe au ni kutotaka kufanya kazi? Hii ni ya lands au ni ya security? Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Of course, Honorable Speaker, knowing the importance and sensitivity of this matter, we will respond immediately on resumption from recess. But Honorable Speaker, having said this, I want to say the following. Honorable Speaker, I personally want to join...
Tongoyo, given the gravity of the matter,
yes,
and the loss of lives, is there somebody playing some gadget in the house? Who is playing a gadget in the house? It's out of order. Pardon? Yes, is that you, Kajwang? Sorry, okay. Are you able to bring a preliminary response tomorrow afternoon?
Yes, I will, Honorable Speaker.
Lives have been lost. Yeah. We hear of heightened tensions.
Yeah, okay.
In the area, we saw a policeman with an arrow in his head, and many other things. Can you get in touch with the Interior and bring a statement tomorrow afternoon?
I will, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
But Honorable Speaker, just give me a minute to say the following. I'm much obliged, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want also to join my colleague, Honorable Sunguli, really to pass my condolences to the families who lost their loved one. As it is now, the preliminary report is that 5 lives have been lost, of 5 locals, roughly. And of course, about 4 police officers also sustained injuries, including the one you had mentioned that had an arrow that was actually had to be evacuated to get medical attention yesterday evening. As it is for now, Honorable Speaker, the IG, I want to report the IG plus the DCI are on site. There is the meeting ongoing with other leadership of Parliament also in attendance. And the situation is still a little bit calm, but the tension is still running high, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, you quite remember, and my colleague had mentioned, that this House didn't instruct the committee to visit the area. And we did exactly so, Honorable Speaker. And I want to really appreciate the colleagues, members of Parliament, who have failed themselves. Kitayama had just confirmed the same. And Honorable Speaker, the report is ready. We actually were just doing the final touches so that we can able to table. We were actually supposed to table this week, or probably once now we resume from recess. But Honorable Speaker, beside the issue of insecurity and the issue of insecurity, the land question is actually the major cause of all this insecurity. And it has been said repeatedly. It's an old thing of backdating around 20 or so years ago, to include even what Kitayama talking about 1940 something, when actually before even the independence. But I don't want to go deeper into it. It will be captured and we can able to see in the report. And we were even lucky then when we visited, we took even the police car to enable the police officers to patrol the area and respond to the distress call. So, Honorable Speaker, I want to say that we can able to have the preliminary report, but I want to report to the country that as it is, the IG and the DCI are on the site trying to calm the situation, and it's a little bit under control. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Members, and just like I talked to the honorable members from Baringo, and I'm happy to see Maclap and his neighbor sitting together. I wish Kamket was also with you. Try members of parliament from the area, Kitayama, yourself, Sunguli, Johanna Ngeno. You're going on recess for a full month. Go to the ground and pacify communities. Go to the ground and speak to our people. One life lost is one too many. And bring them together so that we can see peace across the length and the breadth of our country. James Koyo. Korere hiyo nimepita. Yes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of Departmental Committee of Agriculture and Livestock regarding the position of the leasing program of the state-owned sugar farms. Honorable Speaker, the Kenya sugar subsector plays a vital role in the agricultural sector and the Kenyan economy. The industry contributes to food security, employment creation, regional development, and improved livelihoods for more than 8 million Kenyans. The Kenya sugar industry comprises of 16 milling factories with an installed capacity of 41,000 tons capacity per day, 5 of which are public owned. The public mills are Chemeli Sugar Company, Miwani Sugar Company receivership, Moroni Sugar Company receivership, Nzoia Sugar Company, South Nyanza Sugar Company, and Mumia Sugar Company, where the National Treasury is the single largest shareholder. Honorable Speaker, as part of a new revitalization plan, the government of Kenya initiated the process of leasing 5 public sugar farms, including Chemeli Sugar Company, Moroni Sugar Company in my constituency, Nzoia Sugar Company, South Nyanza Sugar Company, and Miwani Sugar Company also in my constituency to private investors for modernization, for the purpose of modernization, efficient management, and increased productivity. Whereas the public was assured of a transparent and open process that would meet the expectations and aspirations of stakeholders and the Kenyan taxpayers in value addition. The exercise has since appeared to have been driven to extreme secrecy, which has contributed to the failure for the targeted industry to regain operationalization stability as envisaged. This has raised concern among farmers in the sugar belt, and the outcome of the resolution for the exercise will affect the livelihood which is dependent on sugar cane farming. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Department Committee of Agriculture and Livestock on the following. 1, the status or the position of the leasing program of the state-owned sugar farms, particularly Moroni Sugar Company and Chemeli Sugar Company, and also the status of Miwani Sugar Company, which together with Moroni are under the same receivership. And during the advertisement for the so-called leasing program, Miwani Sugar Company was also listed listed for leasing, but has since been quietly hived out for a process that will canvass at a later date. The criteria that was used in tender evaluation regarding the leasing program of Moroni Sugar Company and Chemelil, since these are public properties, everything about them is public. We want whoever is concerned to come out with a program, make it public, and tell the public, this is what we wanted, this is why this company that tendered did not meet the threshold, and this is why this so and so met this threshold. The composition of tender committees that considered the leasing exercise and the recommendations they made, everything is being done in secrecy, and we are fear, the people here fear that the political class has hijacked the process and is determining it on their own and on their own consideration. And I'm telling you, Honorable Speaker, at the time of asking this question in Parliament, the constituency where these factories are is volatile. The workers are already demonstrating. The farmers are going to join them. The businessmen are soon.
Your acceptance was to read the statement that I approved, not to debate it. Have you finished? Yes, don't engage in extra statements.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. It's against this that I ask the chairman of departmental committee to come with a statement and make sure it is a statement that will meet the expectations of the public. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Carole Omondi, you want to joyride on that?
Yes, Honorable Speaker. On 27 September 2023, you did direct the Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury to write to me explaining the efforts made by National Treasury to recover and protect the nucleus estate of Miwani Sugar Company, in particular LR number 7545/3, which is about 11,000 hectares. This matter, I believe, is still alive because I have in my hands here a letter dated 11th April 2022 from the PS Agriculture, reference MOALD/SDCD/legal/18C to the Director General, Kenya Sugar Board, asking that Kenya Sugar Board and Miwani Sugar Company and some other people in court enter into a consent. We have a copy of the consent also here, proposed consent, and I have not received any communication from Treasury as to what they are doing about this particular land. And I believe your directives are not issued in vain. So it is part of this, and I would be happy to get a statement.
Clerk, follow up so that the response covers both the concerns of Honorable Koyo and Honorable Carole Omondi. Yes, Mele, on the same issue?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, what Honorable Koyo and Honorable Carole Omondi raised is a very pertinent issue, especially in the sugar belt. My constituency and the constituency of Honorable Koyo are actually, we serve the three factories. We serve Moroni, Chemelil, and Miwani. And in fact, these factories are actually public entities, and we allow the government for the reforms. But the reforms should be transparent, it should be the people should be involved, and more importantly, there should be public participation on the several process that is going on. But the other day, Honorable Speaker, we heard that a new investor is coming in, and in fact, in the grapevines from the farmers, that they are going to make these existing mills to be collection centers for sugarcane, which is actually putting everybody in jittery. So, Honorable Speaker, we are asking that this be treated with the urgency it deserves, so that the public does not lose anything. Thank you.
A response on the same issue of sugar? No, we don't have any something else on the order paper. Responses, education and health. Who is responding to Abdi Shuria? Is Shuria in the house? Okay. Oh yes, agriculture. Where is the chairman? Ferdinand, yes, you are a member of that committee. Can you discuss with your chairman and bring a response?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I think
after recess.
it's very important after the recess. May I get the information so I can be able to have a meeting? Because sugar is very important, and I think we even made a tour in that region. So I think we can give a response after recess.
Thank you.
2 weeks after recess.
Education and health. Is Honorable Shuria in the house? He's not. Were you ready with the response?
I'm ready. Honorable Speaker,
It is a joint statement.
Yes, it is a joint response. Honorable Speaker, as directed by your office, we did had a joint sitting with the Health Committee, and we co-chaired with Honorable Nyikal.
But to be fair to Shurie,
Yes.
let's...
But I want to give a brief, because we have no report as of now, because we expect to bring the report in the next, immediately we are back from recess.
Isn't it better to do it when he's here?
So maybe...
do it tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Clerk, release this for tomorrow morning so that that explanation can be given. Administration and Internal Security to Innocent Mugabe. Tongoyo. You have a statement to give? Your response to a request by Innocent Mugabe, MP for Likuyani.
I'm ready, Honorable Speaker.
Ready? Go ahead.
Honorable Speaker, with your permission, maybe before I respond to this, I've got another 3 statements that were responded to by the CS when he appeared before the committee.
Yes.
One by Honorable Daniel Manduku, who was also in the meeting with the CS. Another one by Honorable Ali Wario, who was equally there. And another one by Honorable Victor Koech. And I will kindly ask to have it tabled.
Are they in the, you're just tabling?
Yeah, just tabling.
Those ones you can just table.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Then proceed to...
On response to the statement being sought by Honorable Member of Parliament for Likuyani constituency, Honorable Innocent Mugabe, on the clashes between the police and the residents of the Likuyani constituency, and in particular, the Member of Parliament sought the following information: a report on the status of investigation into the death of Sydney Fugigi Culture and the reasons for the delay in arresting Mr. Simon Ashibira immediately to prevent the public agitation and unrest in the community. 2, a report of the investigation into the death of Miss Dorcas Naliaka Wanjala and Miss Sarah Toshia, and including the step taken to apprehend the police officers who used the live ammunition against unarmed civilians. Thirdly, the measures put in place to prevent the use of live ammunition during demonstration and the adoption of the alternative non-lethal methods of crowd control. And 4, the step being taken by the ministry to compensate the families of the deceased person. And I want to respond as follows. On that March, during a local funeral event, a disagreement arose between Simeon Ashibira, the community policing chairman of Zoya Division, and the late Sydney Fugigi, a grave digger. The conflict was triggered when the family of the deceased expressed concern about the Sydney's presence, alleging that he might steal from their guest based on past experience, and consequently they requested the Ashibira to be removed from the homestead. The Sydney left the event visibly unsettled and disgruntled. On the 4th March, the Sydney visited Ashibira's home to confront him over the perceived embarrassment at the funeral, and a heated exchange ensued, during which Sydney allegedly made threatening remarks, prompting Ashibira to forcefully remove him from his compound. And reports indicate that this act of removal resulted in an alleged assault on the Sydney. Later, Sydney was found unconscious approximately 3 kilometers from the Ashibira's home, suffering from a head injury and bleeding. Police officers, with the help of the members of the public, rushed him to Mabushi Health Center for initial retreatment before referring him to the Kitale County Referral, and unfortunately succumbed to his injuries on the 9th. Following the incident, Simon Ashibira, age 75, and his son, Victor Ashibira, age 42, who is known to be mentally unstable, were taken into police custody and arraigned in court. On the 10th, Butali Law Court approved their remand at Likoni Police Station for 21 days, pending the completion of his investigation. A postmortem examination conducted on the 20th at MTRH Eldoret confirmed that Sydney Fugigi died due to head trauma caused by a blunt object, and the case is pending before the court. On the second question, the death of Sydney Fugigi provoked outrage among residents who blamed Simon Ashibiria, a 47-year-old Luya male and a community policing chairman of Zoia division for the assault that led to his demise. Approximately 100 irate members of the community gathered and made a procession toward the Ashibira's homestead with the intent to kill him and his family before setting his house on fire. Police officers from Likuyani sub-county swiftly responded to the scene to contain the situation. Upon arrival, the police attempted to engage the crowd through dialogue, but the situation escalated as the mob grew more violent, hurling stones at the police officers in an effort to prevent them from protecting the targeted family. In an attempt to disperse the hostile crowd, the officers fired blank rounds, but they were quickly overwhelmed. Reinforcement from Moi Bridge Police Station was called in, successfully facilitating the evacuation of Ashibira and his family. The evacuation further agitated the crowd, which then turned its aggression toward the officers, injuring several in the process. Additionally, 4 brick houses were torched and property of unknown value belonging to the Ashibira and his family was looted by the enraged mob. During the altercation, police officers fired both blank and the live rounds and multiple tear gas canisters. As a result, 2 female adults, Sarah Boez, 21, and Dorcas Naliaka, 25, sustained vital injuries. Several government vehicles were also damaged in the chaos, including a Matunda Police Station, Ford Ranger, GKB 149Y, with a smashed windscreen and damaged doors. An APS Likuyani Land Cruiser with a smashed windscreen and dented driver's door. And the DCC Likuyani Land Cruisers GKA 41H with a shattered windscreen and a dented passenger's door. The injured police officers were taken to various hospitals, treated, and later discharged in stable condition. The bodies of the deceased were taken to the MTRH mortuary in Eldoret, where post-mortem examination were conducted. Investigation into the vital injuries of the Sarah, Boaz, and Dorcas are ongoing, led by the Kakamega County Criminal Investigation Officer. Additionally, all firearms issued to the officers on duty that day during the incident has been collected for ballistic analysis at the DCI Forensic Laboratory, where the results are still pending. Upon conclusion of investigation, the officers who will be found capable of any offense related to the unfortunate vital killing of the deceased persons will be arraigned in court to face appropriate charges. On the third question, Honorable Speaker, to prevent use of live ammunition during demonstration and promote the adoption of alternative non-lethal methods of crowd control, the National Police Service has put measures in place with aim to minimize the use of live ammunition while ensuring effective crowd management, safeguarding both public safety and the right of demonstration. And they include, of course, several of them: policy and legal framework, the training and capacity building. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, Honorable Speaker. Deployment of non-lethal equipment, improvement of command and control, enhancement, public engagement, and community policing. And Honorable Speaker, on the last question, on the step being taken by the ministry, is that the ministry has no vote. That is on the compensation of the deceased. Honorable Speaker, unfortunately, we don't have a vote for the compensation of the victim. And I submit, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Innocent Mugabe, are you satisfied?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. But I must say that the statement is not satisfactory at all. First, from the incident, the young man Sydney was assaulted on 3rd, and the people who took him to hospital are the police. And the police did nothing to arrest the person who assaulted Sydney. And they knew that person, and that person continued walking freely in the community until 9th, when Sydney passed on. It was prudent for the police to arrest the assaulter as Sydney goes to hospital.
The assailant.
The assailant. As Sydney was taken to hospital. And by the mere fact that this person was not arrested and no action was taken against him, when Sydney died, that is when the community reacted. So my question is, why didn't the police arrest Mr. Ashibira? And they knew that he's the one who had assaulted Sydney, to wait until Sydney dies to escalate the matters. So they have not explained on that part and the action that will be taken against the people in charge. Number two, we had quite a number of police officers who came to manage the crowd. He has explained that the crowd was for around only 100 people. Then why use live ammunition on two young girls who are not even part of the crowd that was demonstrating? And even the community know the policeman who shot the two ladies. So when you tell us about ballistic analysis and all that, to us we don't take it kindly, because the person who shot the ladies is known. Why are you not taking action against that police officer? Number two, even if you're doing ballistic analysis, how long does the analysis take? And as we speak these are lives lost, families are bereaved, and we are talking about some analysis that is taking ages. No action has been taken against the police officer who shot on the two ladies. Thank you.
Umesikia vile umeulizwa? Unaweza kujibu?
Yeah, Mheshimiwa Speaker. And I think that is a report as presented to us by the ministry. Maybe I can able to sort a follow-up question, a clarification on the issue raised. Has anybody been
charged out of this incident? Innocent Mugabe, has anybody been arraigned in court out of this?
Yeah.
Give him the mic.
Yes, Mr. Simon Ashibira and his son were arrested.
And they have been taken to court?
They were taken to court.
And there's a case pending?
Yes.
So I will be reluctant to encourage any further discussions in case you prejudice the prosecution of the criminal case. What do you think?
But
you have made the point by highlighting the issue. Yeah, but if it's a matter that is now pending before a criminal court, it's up to you.
You know, there are two matters.
Yes.
One for Sydney, the assailant has been taken to court. But
Yes.
for the two ladies, they were shot by a police officer through live ammunition.
Who has not been taken action
Yes,
against?
there's no action that has been taken on that front.
Yes, Tongoyo?
Honorable Speaker, I first want to appreciate that.
Did the ladies die or they were just injured?
No, they died.
They died.
They died.
From the report, they died. I think the part that is not complete is the issue of the police officers being arraigned in court. And I think it's probably waiting the ballistic to confirm the rifle that discharged the bullet that killed the deceased. So, Honorable Speaker, maybe we give it a bit of time, and maybe once we resume again, we can sort maybe a follow-up response to the same.
Mr. Speaker, I just want to make a very general comment that I think there should be something wrong with the police that when you call the police, like what happened in Mikoris and what happened in this case, where the police, there's no discipline at all. I think police are just acting haphazardly. I don't know what we can do to have discipline so that if they are called upon to quell any disturbances, they are orderly. And from what you are saying is that somebody just haphazardly shot. What happened could recall is where 5 people are killed. It's just because they were just haphazard. Mr. Speaker, I think we should do something, and the police force must actually be disciplined enough to quell whatever disturbances they are in a place, other than having, whenever they go, they are going to kill people. I don't know how we can go about it, but I think I'm personally getting very disturbed that this, if we don't have to say something about it, is getting out of hand. So, Speaker.
Bowen, on the same issue? Yes. Bowen?
Mr. Speaker, mine also is just a general comment, Mr. Speaker. We have seen, I don't know, Mr. Speaker, we need to have the chair of security to seriously sit down with our heads of police, the IG and the security team, Mr. Speaker, because there is a serious disconnect between the people, the citizens, and police, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, some few months ago, you saw a crowd of people actually chopping a hand of a policeman somewhere in Narok because of an accident or an incident which happened somewhere. You saw yesterday, there were 5 people who were killed by police. The case of in Lukuyani and many other parts in the country, Mr. Speaker. I think there is need for a police to come up with a policy on how they can have the policemen work with the wananchi very well. And then number 2, Mr. Speaker, we need also to sensitize our people to respect the law enforcement officers, Mr. Speaker, because I look at it that at a point where a policeman is threatened and his life is in danger, that's a time they use their firearm. And by so doing, Mr. Speaker, sometimes even killing innocent people. So as a country, Mr. Speaker, I think we need to look on how we can have our police work together and provide, security and service to our people, and also on the side of the citizens to obey the law enforcement officers.
Yes, Oundo, on the same issue.
Honorable Speaker, what happened in Honorable Mugabe's place, Likuyani, is a cultural practice amongst the Luya called, in where I come from, it's called Osola, which in translated means to revenge against a confirmed assailant who causes death. Honorable Speaker, I had a similar crisis in my constituency about 3 weeks ago. Luckily enough, we didn't lose any lives, but we lost a lot of property. And there was no even injury to the police. Only 8 policemen were dispatched out of a crowd of about 200 people. That's why we are saying that probably the police service needs to study the cultural context of such kind of eventualities and know how to manage. Because sending 8 policemen to control 200 people who are intent on exerting revenge, you are actually putting the life of the policemen in danger, and you are not protecting the affected families. It's a debate that the police service needs to have, because the level of anger by the people against anything looking like government is so heavy, is so deep, that as a country must have that discourse at the earliest moment possible. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, and the chair is listening, we are going to have fatalities, both from the civilians and the police, whenever any confrontation, any issue arises. It's a debate that we cannot put under the carpet. We must have it now and not later. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm actually listening to Honorable Oundo, and he's saying this is a debate we may have before there are fatalities. The day after tomorrow, I'm burying my cousin, who is a police officer who was beaten by the public in Bomet. So it's actually a reality. It's called Samuel Orina. We are burying him, and we buried my uncle last week. The same home. And Mr. Speaker, there were sent 2 people, 2 policemen.
You must also have seen a policeman
Yeah.
under excruciating pain with an
Yes.
arrow lodged in his head.
Yes. You can imagine, Mr.
These
Speaker.
policemen are also your children.
Yeah. So, Mr. Speaker, you find that in reality this happens. We must find a way of dealing with this, because normally in the house we talk like it's something that happens somewhere. Me, I'm telling you, my first cousin, we are burying him the day after tomorrow. He was killed in Bomet. He was beaten, was left for dead. He went and died of injuries about a week ago. So we need it, something that is no longer theoretical. You need to deal with it seriously.
Tongo, you hear that? Yes.
Kindly give me the mic. Honorable Speaker, I really want to associate with the sentiment of the members, but Honorable Speaker, is just fair enough to say that police officers are also human beings. They are fathers, they are wives, and many a times, Honorable Speaker, as much as we normally, it's easy to condemn the police officer when they're in the wrong. Very rarely do we really appreciate and recognize them when they do good. We just see them when they fail. But once, Honorable Speaker, they do right, or of course they do even deterrent of crime, or even those who are actually in our borders to keep us here safe, we hardly appreciate them. That is an unfortunate reality. I'm not defending those rogue officers who may be a little bit go and against their ethics and the provision to kill innocent citizens. But equally, the citizens must at all time, Honorable Speaker, not take the law in their own hand. So that is what I have to say. That is why we have the community policing, so that we can able to close the gap that does exist, Honorable Speaker.
Sigay. Honorable Sigay.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to request you, Mr. Speaker, about a statement I issued. I asked for
You issued or you requested?
I asked for requested for a statement from the chairperson of Departmental Committee on Trade, Industry and Cooperatives regarding the Kenya Cooperative Creameries in Sotik. Mr. Speaker, this issue has been pending for a very long time, and I'm requesting, Mr. Speaker, if possible, you can be able to bring forward this.
When did you ask a request
February.
for a statement?
February.
In February, 2
Yes.
months ago. Majority Leader is not here. Millie, inform the Chair Agriculture, if possible, to bring the response tomorrow afternoon. It's been pending for 2 months. Next order. Before we go to order number 8. Oh, sorry, we have Chair Broadcasting is in the house. Yes, Nanok. Do you have your statement ready? Give him the mic.
Yes, Speaker, I have it ready.
Yes.
But Speaker, looking at the attendance in this chamber and considering the kind of communication I would want to...
You can do so tomorrow morning.
For sure.
Yes.
As long as there would be good attendance so that most of the members can pick the information.
Yes.
Thank you.
Proceedings are recorded.
Thank you.
Allow Honorable Nanok to issue that statement tomorrow in the morning proceedings. Next. Honorable members, before we go to order number 8, which is a committee of the whole, allow me to give this guidance on proposed amendments to the Social Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2025. Members, before the House proceeds to the next order, which is consideration of the Social Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2025 and the VAT Value Added Tax Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 11 of 2025. In the Committee of the Whole House, I wish to provide guidance with respect to consideration of some of the amendments proposed by individual members. Honorable members, as you are aware, it is now established practice under the Constitution that when considering any matter that has a financial implication, the House is bound by the provisions of Article 114(2) of the Constitution. For clarity, Article 114(2) of the Constitution provides that, and I quote, if, in the opinion of the Speaker, a motion makes provisions for a matter listed in the definition of a money bill, the Assembly may proceed only in accordance with the recommendation of the relevant committee after taking into account the views of the Cabinet Secretary for Finance. In this regard, honorable members, as you will notice that in today's order paper, the member for Funyula, Honorable Dr. Ojambo Oundo, MP, has proposed amendments to the Social Protection Bill Social Protection Bill 2025. He is proposing to amend clauses 2 and 31 and introduce new clauses 30A and 30B in the bill, all relating to establishment functions and membership of social protection committees in each sub-county. I have analyzed these amendments and noted that they contain proposals touching on matters listed in the definition of a money bill pursuant to the provisions of Article 114(2) of the Constitution. This means, honorable members, that such proposal may only be proceeded if there is concurrence of the National Treasury through the Departmental Committee on Social Protection. In the absence of evidence that the amendments were processed in the manner contemplated in Article 114 of the Constitution, the Speaker is left with no choice but to direct that the Committee of the Whole House shall not consider any of the amendments or parts of the amendments that have been published in the order paper without a disclaimer. Honorable members, Committee of the Whole House on the Social Protection Bill 2025 will therefore proceed without referring to the proposed amendments by the Honorable Oundo and will be considered as though the amendments have been withdrawn. The House is accordingly guided. Next order. Oundo, unasikia hiyo? Yes. No comment. I've just given direction. I'm not inviting you to comment to that. Next order.
Order number 8, Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable members. Standing.
Order members, we are in the Committee of the Whole House. We have 2 bills to deal with. One is Social Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2025, and the Value Added Tax Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 11 of 2025. So we start with the Social Protection Bill.
Clause 3.
I propose the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. There is an amendment, Chair. Majority Leader or Chair?
Okay, thank you.
Chair is in the house.
Okay. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 3 be amended as indicated on the order paper. Honorable Chair, justification Article 43(3) of the Constitution mandate the state to provide appropriate social security to persons who are unable to support themselves and their dependent. Further, it is not financially tenable to caution all persons in need against risk and contingencies throughout their life cycle as currently provided on the bill.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 3 is amended. That clause 3 be amended as proposed by the Chair. Any interest in this? I don't see any interest. Yes, there is interest. Honorable Tom Kajwang, Raraka. Or honorable members, any member who is interested in making comments on the amendments, please go to the intervention. And if you are not interested, please remove your cards. So Honorable Tom Kajwang, please remove your card. Honorable Sarah Korere, Laikipia North, please remove your card. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 3 as amended be amended as proposed by the Chair. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 3 as amended be part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 4 and 5.
I put the question that clause 4 and 5. I propose the question that clause 4 and 5 be part of the bill. There be no amendment. I put the question that clause 4 and 5 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 6.
I propose the question that clause 6 be part of the bill. Chair, you have an amendment.
Yes. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 6 be amended as indicated on the order paper. The justification of this is a replacement of the word may with shall will obligate the county government to implement national government policies on social protection through county-specific registration and strategies as opposed to making it optional as currently provided in the bill.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable James Nikal, do you have interest in this? Let me first of all propose the question. I propose the question that clause 6 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Honorable Nikal.
Thank you, Chair. I rise to support this amendment. Social protection, Chair, is actually important. As of now, there is a lot of disconnect between what is happening at national level and at the county level. And actually, there is duplications. So I think this amendment actually will create the link that is required and even give provision for the counties to actually look at ways that they'll do. This is actually more appropriate to them. Therefore, I support.
Thank you, Honorable Nikal. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 6 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 6 be amended as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? Honorable members, will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 7 and 8.
I propose the question that clause 7 and 8 be part of the bill. No amendment, so I put the question that clause 7 and 8 be part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 9.
I propose the question that clause 9 be part of the bill. Honorable Nganga, you have an amendment, Chairperson.
Thank you. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 9 be amended as indicated in the order paper. These amendments seek to ensure that the statutory mandate of existing ministries, department, directorate, state corporation, trust, or other agencies of the government are not interfered with or affected by operation of the National Board for Social Protection.
Thank you, Chair. I now propose the question that clause 9 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Any interest in this? Professor Waudo, member for Funyula.
Chair, the amendment under B does not clearly come out clearly, Honorable Chair. Because I really don't foresee, probably the chair could explain a little bit, what problem are they trying to cure? Because by saying that despite Section 1, nothing in this act confers upon the board the power to perform functions that are under the mandate of other government ministries, departments, trusts, or agencies. I cannot fathom how a board can undertake a function that's not within their remit. Yet, I don't understand which other ministry or department that has got the powers or the authority to undertake social protection services. Because the way the act is framed.
I think you have made your point. You've made your
Chair.
point. Honorable Chair, would you kindly explain the
Thank you very
rationale
much.
for 9B?
Thank you very much. We needed to clarify, Honorable Chair, because we see most of the time there are boards that are, when they're executing their mandate and they refer that mandate is being undertaken by another board on another department. I was sitting with the Committee of Social Protection with Honorable Nyikal, and we realized even with the department that we oversight, there are those ones who are oversighting other departments that they are not supposed to be. So this one is creating that problem to specifically deal with their mandates.
Thank you. I give a chance now to the Honorable Member for Seme.
Chair, this is, I rise to support this because it's the definition of social protection. To a large extent, when we talk of social protection, people actually see cash transfers. People don't realize that even SHA, health insurance, and social protection. Agricultural subsidy is a social protection. School feeding is also social protection. So without putting that, but I think there is also further on means for cooperation without bringing that. So that conflict always occurs if one is not careful.
Thank you.
I support.
Thank you, Honorable Nyikal. I now put the question that clause 9